After years of appeals, a mother convicted of murdering her 2-year-old daughter, who has maintained her innocence, has been granted a stay just 2 days before she was set to be executed. Melissa Lucio and her family learned the news today after weeks of protests and growing calls to save her life. But this isn't a fight that's been won for Lucio. Instead, it's just the latest twist in this case that has captivated the country. ABC's Mireya Villarreal reports.
A life spared and prayers answered for now.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported me and given me love.
It's exciting, it's overwhelming.
Melissa Lucio's family celebrates a decision from an appeals court to issue a stay of execution following a growing movement to get her off death row. But this 15-year-long battle isn't over yet.
And if you want to see this whole maddening system in one story, consider the case of Melissa Lucio.
Melissa Lucio insists she was wrongfully convicted of killing her 2-year-old daughter, Mireya, after a tragic accident 15 years ago.
Free Melissa Lucio! I don't want my mom to be executed. I don't want to lose it.
In Texas, 197 people sit on death row, and just 6 are women. The only one that had, until just now, an execution date was 53-year-old Melissa Lucio, convicted of killing her 2-year-old daughter, Mireya. The appeals court halted her execution 2 days before it was scheduled in order to consider new evidence, her conviction leaning heavily on a lengthy interrogation.
You know something is wrong.
No, sir, I don't.
You know something is wrong.
No, sir, I don't.
If I bring you all those pictures, if I beat you half to death, like that little child was beat, I bet you'd die too.
In February 2007, paramedics arrived at Lucio's home to find Mireya unresponsive. She told police the toddler fell asleep and never woke up, admitting she fell down a steep staircase 2 days prior but didn't seem seriously hurt. Investigators with the Harlingen Police Department and Texas Rangers confronted Melissa about bruising on her daughter's body, taking turns interrogating her about the death.
This is your chance to set it straight, because right now it looks like capital murder. Right now it looks like you're a cold-blooded killer. Now, are you a cold-blooded killer?
No, I'm not.
Or were you a frustrated mother who just took it out on her?
We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all get upset. We already know what happened. We already know what happened.
In the 2020 Hulu documentary, The State of Texas versus Melissa, Lucio relives those first few hours after losing her daughter.
They wanted me to admit to something that I was not capable of doing to my child.
Lucio denied killing Mireya more than 100 times during the interrogation, lasting into the early morning hours, but eventually confessed.
So they didn't give her a choice to tell the truth and to tell what she knew happened. She has learned over the course of her life that if she wants an abuser to stop doing what they're doing, she gives them what they want. And that's ultimately what she did here.
At the time of Mireya's death, Lucio had 12 children in her home and was pregnant with twins. Her oldest son, John, says his mom was strict but never abusive. Do you believe that your mom killed Mireya?
Not at all, man. My mother, I don't even think she'll kill a fly.
Lucio's team filed a clemency petition with the Texas Board of Pardons and Parole that laid out the reasons why her sentence should be commuted. It references the Cameron County District Attorney Armando Villalobos, who tried Lucio's case and used it in his re-election campaign to prove he was tough on crime.
I'm Armando Villalobos, Cameron County District Attorney, and this is my office.
Villalobos was later indicted and convicted of taking bribes while in office, now serving a 13-year sentence. The petition also notes Child Protective Services had investigated Lucio in the past and found evidence of neglect, but never abuse. It cites video from an interview with Lucio's other children, where one of them said they saw Mireya pushed down the stairs by another sibling.
And did you see her fall, or did somebody tell you that that's what had happened?
No, I saw.
None of her children were allowed to testify in court, and her legal team asserts crucial evidence was kept from the jury about Lucio's history as a sexual assault victim.
We got it wrong. We need to learn that the criminal justice system fails sometimes, and we certainly failed.
Johnny Galvan was on the jury that convicted Melissa Lucio in July 2008. He's now one of several jurors speaking out against her execution.
We made the wrong decision because they gave us the wrong information. There was evidence withheld that was not presented to the jury.
Did Melissa Lucio get a fair trial?
Not at all.
Lucio's case spent years going through appeals, eventually landing in the Fifth Circuit. More than half of the federal judges that heard her case agreed crucial evidence had been excluded from the original trial, but they couldn't overturn Lucio's conviction because of strict guidelines in the Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act.
A federal judge just a couple of weeks ago issued a decision in Melissa's case saying that this case represents a systematic miscarriage of justice. He said it's a train of injustice.
Cameron County's current DA, Louis Sines, says he disagrees with claims that new evidence would exonerate her, but that he welcomes the added scrutiny.
We'll look at it.
Her case catching the attention of Texas lawmakers from both sides of the aisle. Reality star Kim Kardashian, famed Latina civil rights activist Dolores Huerta, and Amanda Knox, who was acquitted of the 2007 murder of her roommate in Italy.
So when you're in an interrogation, they offer instead a sort of soft, like, oh, maybe you made a mistake, maybe you're overwhelmed, I can understand where you're coming from, which gives you the impression that they actually they have your best interest at heart.
John is thankful so many people are pushing to help his mother. Just after the Court of Appeals decision to issue a stay on her April 27th execution, John told me, "We've been praying for a very long time and he's heard us," adding, "It's not over." Texas Governor Greg Abbott hasn't responded to our request for comment on if he'll commute Melissa's sentence.
I'll make a decision once it comes to me.
The uncertainty still weighing heavy on her son's heart. We spoke with John just before that stay of execution on what he thought could be one of his last visits with his mom.
And so today I kind of expressed myself to her and everything was let out. It had to be let out. I've been holding it in for too long.
What did you tell her? What were some of the things that you shared with her that were important for you to share with her?
I mean, I'm crying. My wife and I are crying, and I started telling her, and she's asking me, everything okay? And I started telling her, it really isn't. So I told her, I'm scared. And I've been scared every time I come short. I lied to her. I make it seem like I'm not scared, but I really am.
John and his wife Michelle gaining solace in her strength.
The strength that she has is very contagious, and I know it comes from the man above, and it just rubs off into us.
The execution halted for now. Melissa saying in a statement from her lawyers, "I thank God for my life. I've always trusted in him. I am grateful the court has given me the chance to live and prove my innocence."
A complicated case we'll continue to watch. Our thanks to Mireya for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.